trying to help mankind and the people of the USA. Yeah. Oh, John Bruto, he got a lot to say. Oh, yes, he does. 'Cause there's a good old boy down in Texas, turning Texas blue. And there's a blue dot family in the USA. All over this world. Oh, yeah.
How y'all doing, baby? How y'all doing? I missed y'all. I hope you're doing fine. Let me see, did I hit that button? I hit this button. I hope all of y'all are doing fine. Let me back up the bus here and get my shit together. And thank everybody. Randy Peterson. Woo, pig, buddy. Thank you for being here. First one to jump in, followed by Dorothy Tyndall. Gary Spring all the way up in Canada. Thank you very much. The remixtress is with us, as is Tracy Tobias. Oh, how I wish. Dina Michael is with us. Donald Ware. Michael Foulbester, buddy, thank you for being here. Let me see. Aaron Tromley, thank you for being here, baby. We appreciate it. Nancy Halverson and Stephanie Dane and Jay yeah, good. Love to see the romantic couple back together. And Jay's got to travel a lot. Anyway, Carolyn Matjesco. I hope I did it a little bit better this time, baby. I'll get there. Robin Lyons is here. Thank you very much. Let me see. Jump on down here. Donald Ware is here. Dorothy, let me see. Jeanette Miller, thank you for being here. Dwayne Dwizzle, how you doing, buddy? Let me see. Sandra England, thank you for being here. And let me jump on down here, so I'll be reading this for a while. Anyway, let me see who else is there. Jeanette Miller, Melvin Roberts, Melvis Roberts, thank you for being here. Anyway, how y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing fine. Been a lot going on since we had a family meeting. I'm hearing myself. I don't want to do that right now. And thought we better check in with the family. What's been going on? Well, shit. The continuing story. First off, we want to say a happy Mother's Day to all the Blue Dot mothers out there, and indeed all the mothers around the world. Without them, none of us would be here, baby. So we all have thanks to give to the mothers in our lives, and I hope they had a wonderful day today and had everything that you hope for, and I hope the day put a smile on your face, baby. So but we have a lot to thank for mothers in the day that we put aside to honor them. It's ironic that the news that we have to put up with now is an assault on women in the form of the court overturning Roe v. Wade. Ooh, it's hot in here is why I took them off, because I just came in here just a minute ago and just turned everything on. We had a power failure and just everything come back on. Anyway, yeah, Roe v. Wade. You know, let's get into what's on my mind, because this morning, whilst I was up watching the morning talk shows, I noticed that one gentleman kept appearing on the show. The governor of Mississippi. And the good governor came on several shows today because they was questioning him about, when Roe v. Wade is overturned, it's going to be on the basis out of the court, out of the case, out of Mississippi, and the laws that are triggering if Roe v. Wade is overturned, certain laws go into effect, and how that is going to impact people. First off, let me say, the Mississippi governor, I think Hutchins, I don't know, and I don't give a shit. He's an idiot. He's an idiot who came on national TV talking about how Mississippi will stand up for the rights of the unborn, those that don't have a voice. We will stand for those who are not able to yet. And just giving a big, long speech about how the sanctity of life, it demands that they follow their heart and protect these unborn children. And it just chaps your ass to know that Mississippi is the leading state in this country for child poverty. It is the number one. I think number one. Is it number one? Yes, number one. Hey, Mississippi in infant mortality. That's right. More babies are stillborn, or die shortly after birth than anywhere else in the country. That part they don't give a shit about. It's not about the children. We know that. You could look at the state itself. You could look at the country. That we don't cherish life. I believe this whole argument that the right has for the unborn, driven by the religious right, and who can argue there, you know? They said it. No, it's only mentioned in Leviticus. That's it. Oh, wait, no. It's not mentioned in anywhere. No abortion is mentioned anywhere in the Bible, I don't think. I was thinking about gay marriage because I want to get to that in a minute. That's in Leviticus. They are so outraged that a woman would choose to control her own destiny. And that the mere fact that the court is considering to strike it down should be a slap in the face to every American, no matter what your gender, because these are basic rights, and they fall back on their religious high horse and their moral minority, in this case, and claim they're godly people, but they will turn their back on my governor in the state of Texas already threatening to throw out any child out of school that is not a registered Texan, I guess, that you're not a U.S. documented citizen. If you're undocumented, if you're here under any other circumstances, we're going to throw your ass out of school, baby. We don't want to pay for you. It's the same way in Mississippi. Why do you think they have, I fell down this rabbit hole, and I started looking at we're a great country here. We got a lot to brag about here. Democracy and freedoms, yeah. As long as we hold on to them and as long as we fight for them. But what is the quality of life for our citizens? That's the question I asked Google. Got on Google. What's the quality of life? Are you shitting me? I think we rank about 15th. The list of the top 10 include Finland, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, Sweden, Switzerland, Netherlands, France. France just implemented a law for basic income. They're going to start paying their citizens. If you don't make an income, we're going to give you money to live on, because they'd rather give you the money to live on than watch you die in the street. Do you see that here? No, you don't. We have social safety nets. We do. But in our country, we prefer that you get your whittly ass up there and beg for them. You want to eat, get your ass up there in line and beg for some food stamps. You're fixing to throw you out of your house, you need some, go beg for it. You got to get out there and hustle that shit yourself, because nobody else is going to step in and help your ass. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Get out there and get a better job. Do whatever it takes to take care of yourself and your family. So they turn a blind eye to all the need in this country. But they'll scream and holler about the unborn. We must fight for the unborn. I wish they had half the passion to save the children we have in this world than worrying so much about those that aren't here yet. And the big question is always, well, what kind of world are we bringing them into? This guy in Mississippi, his answer, by the way, excuse me, while I cough here a minute. Governor of Mississippi has an answer to it. Answer is, we have to educate the people. We have to provide for the people a better education so they can get a better job and lift themselves out of that poverty. So Mississippi's going to pour a lot of money. Yeah, that child that you're going to force to have a child now is going to wait the 20 years it's going to take to raise her child and put that child through a good education and maybe get a good job to pull her ass out. Is that the plan here? Because if it is, it's a slow-moving plan, baby. It's one that you can stretch into forever. You don't have to help the kid. We're doing the best on education here. As long as we can educate them, we'll get a better job out there in 15 years. What do they do now? That's what the question I have in Mississippi when he starts talking about so to the heart about saving the unborn and standing up for those. How about those that are born? How about Mississippi get their shit together and get their name off the top of the list for child poverty? Maybe I'd believe you a little bit more if you were concerned about that. And there are other states the same way. A lot of them are red. Go figure. The most liberal states, California and other states in this country, especially out there in the West Coast, they try to provide services for their society. High taxes, yeah, they pay for it. Everybody knows that. Yeah, it's expensive to live in California. You get a lot more there than you get here in Texas, baby. Here in Texas, you ain't getting shit. Well, I take that back. I know people personally who've gotten very much from Uncle Sam's money giveaway programs. You just got to know how to get to them. I'm not that kind of person, but I know people that are. And they cash in when it's available to them. Not too much interested in the greater good of the society, just what they can get out of it. It's the way life is here. It's the way it's become. People struggle every day, so they have to worry about their bills. They have to worry about the groceries, the rent, everything else. Like I said the other day, it is the lower income society, which is most of us, the steel-toed shoes society out here, the working class, the one that earn the least, are the ones that have to struggle the most in hard times. And then when new policies like this come up, yeah, it's going to be the poor that suffer the most from their draconian ideas. Anyway, I want to call out Joseph Lee, because last time we were on the air, he came in right at the end of the show and he donated $25 and said nothing more despicable than orange anus lickers. Many where I live, the Republican Party has gone all in fascist. Fight them and save democracy. Baby, indeed. That's what this is about. That's what it started about. Well, it started because I got pissed off that we were a stupid enough country to elect somebody like Donald Trump. I just, we could do better. We could do better as a society. We could do better as a country. I'd like to be on that top 10 list of places where the quality of life is so well that the society itself is benefiting from everything that does. We don't do that. We don't do that. I hope they do it in Australia, Dave. How are you, brother?
All right, mate. All right. I was just wondering, boys and girls, hands off, because masturbators are now mass murderers, or will be mass murderers.
How's that?
Isn't it? Well.
Oh yes, mass murder. Yeah, women in general. Yeah, you get an abortion, it's murder. It's murder.
But men. Masturbation will be mass murder.
Yes, indeed. According to some books you've read. Yeah.
And if you listen to the Bible, masturbation is encouraged. The Bible's a really,
Yeah, I stay away from it.
Being led by the Bible. The whole thing is being church and state. This is where we started, and the Bible is interfering with your lives, and they're using the Bible as a weapon, and successfully they've done it. And not many people realise they.
Yeah.
What annoys me is a lot of people swear by the Bible, put their hand in the Bible, and think the Bible's the world's best book.
We've seen a lot of
the world's bestseller.
We've seen a lot of politicians do that quite often.
But these people have never read the Bible.
Yeah.
And if they read the Bible, they would ban the Bible, especially these Republicans, because the Bible is full of sex, having sex with family members and all that sort of stuff. It is orgies. It's all in the Bible. So,
everything there.
It's everything.
I like to always, because here in the United States, the King James Version is the most common Bible found here, and I always tell people the most important word in and on that book is the word version. It's King James Version. It's what King James decided to put in the Bible. It wasn't God who decided what went in the Bible, or Jesus, or anybody else. It was the King. He decided what was acceptable for your religion, and that's what it was. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that. I just find it outrageous that they use an issue like women's rights to climb on their high horse, to look down at society if you're not, demanding that the birth of this. And by the way, I think it's Mississippi or Louisiana. It starts at conception. Conception, Dave.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, well, if you listen to some, as I said, it starts at the point that the sperm is. Where is the point of? Look, there was a Dr. Jill. She was on Stephanie Miller's show the other day, and she's talking about when women know they're pregnant, and also when a baby becomes a baby and is aware of the surroundings and has feelings, emotions, a heartbeat, and all that.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks is a joke.
Yeah, that's not a heartbeat.
But
that's
no,
that's not a heart at all.
That's where I got to my little joke. She said that's still sperm, and it's as good as sperm that's just been fertilized or fertilized an egg. So that's when the masturbation thing come up. Well, at that point, 6 weeks, it's mass murder because sperm, and masturbation is killing sperm. It was. It's
I don't
just
think
so
abortion
ludicrous.
though it's
It's
mentioned
so
in the
ludicrous.
Bible.
What's
Anyway.
that, Matt?
I don't think it's mentioned in the Bible, abortion.
Abortion?
No, I don't think it is.
I'll be honest, I've never read the Bible.
Well, I haven't read it
Like
cover to
Donald
cover,
Trump,
but
I could say it's too personal, and I have so many favorite passages of the Bible, but I've never read the bloody thing,
Yeah, no,
And-
no. I've dabbled in it a little bit. Thank you, Tracy. The Bible was written 700 years after Jesus existed by guys who only heard the story. I don't need a book to instruct me how to live my life. Thank you, neighbor
Bingo.
friend Tracy Tobias. There it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing written in that book that can be attested to anybody. It was written, like Tracy says, I don't know, 700. I thought it was like 300. Or it's a long ass time after the death of Christ that anything is written. Now some would argue that the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, that's the Jewish law. That's been around longer than the Bible itself. So, I don't know. I hate to get into religious because we have a lot of people who are religious
You do,
and believe,
but
and they have that right. And I hope, I always do. I always say, I wish I had that peace that they tell me they have. I don't because I look around at the world and see how man treats his fellow man, and no. I start to thinking. Well, I think a lot of things, and the basic fact of the matter is, and anybody that doesn't know this by now, you might as well hear it from me right out of my lips because I've said it on this show several times. If there is a God up in there, I will give him one chance to get on his knees and apologize to me. That's how I feel.
To the world.
That's how I feel.
Seriously,
Because
John, God is supposed to be all loving.
Yeah,
All
that
loving.
that doesn't work, It
No.
doesn't because it's not put into action, and it's it's well, just the statistics that we're talking about here. Our standing in the world on quality of life. No, we're not there. Infant mortality, we rank 33 out of 36 countries. 33rd out of 36. Not doing that great. Not doing that great. So if
government
you're
knows these
worried
figures.
about children, if you're
The
worried.
government knows these figures, John.
Huh?
The government know these figures. The government
Sure.
have been hiding this for decades from you.
Mhm.
There's too much secrecy within the government. There's far too much secrecy. It's not. The government is supposed to be for you, not for corporations or for personal reasons of the politicians. It's supposed to be for the people, by the people.
It
and all that
is
sort of stuff.
supposed to be that. It has been perverted here.
And when did that change? When did that start to
Well,
come back?
now I can
Before
only speak from
before World
personal
War II?
experience. To me, in my life, it changed with Reagan. It changed with
Yes.
Reagan. When Reagan came in, it was the illusion that you were a good person. Not that you did good deeds. It's just that you talked a good line. Trickle-down economics was preached like it was coming right out of the Bible. It was a great thing. No, it was a way to steal money. And that's ever since then. That's the direction the Republican Party has gone. They'll sell a sack of shit to you about how grand their vision for America is, and the same time cut off every freaking thing that could help you.
While they hand the
I
collection
don't know,
plate
Dave.
around.
I'm in a pretty cynical mood after after the things I read today and what I watched going on in this country. I get a little pissed because
The world is pissed at America. The world is pissed at America at the moment. Not at the American people. It's pissed at the American government, and it's pissed at the American judicial system because it seems to be missing in action.
the judicial system. Our political discord here in the United States is fixing to take a turn. I think Biden the other day started showing it when he was talking about the MAGA crowd being the most extreme in our recent history. I think he needs to take more of a stand on that. I think he needs to go more in that
His
direction.
numbers went up.
Yes, it did.
Went up.
Because that's what we need to do. I'm tired of sitting in the background listening to a bunch of fucking Republicans tell me about how great they are after I watched them try to overthrow our government. Fuck you.
Like all Democrats are sick of it.
We are. We need to be sick of it.
When he was in the
Because this is what it got us.
He had a shot at Trump at the correspondence dinner, and after that, his numbers went up because people want to see some fight back. That's why his numbers are down, not because
We
he's
need to
doing
fight
bad
back.
jobs.
Because look who we're letting dominate the news. The minority.
Yes.
Not only in our politics, but in our
37%.
society. You know.
John,
Yeah.
did you realize that Hitler only had 37% support when he took power in Germany? He didn't take it by the vote of the people. He took it.
Yeah.
He just worked the
Well,
system. He manipulated the background, and Trump's doing the same.
Exactly, and like I said the other day, he is not out holding rallies. He's trying to motivate an army for him. That's what he wants.
Yes.
The next time it's going to be worse, because they've already laid the groundwork that from now on there is not going to be a single election held in this country that is fair. It's going to be, if somebody cheated here, somebody cheated there. We can't trust it, so we're going to have to throw all this out and do it ourselves. They're laying the groundwork for that. And we're letting...
Look, let me say this. I do not want Trump to run in 2024 for one reason. I want him to run for many reasons. That I think he'll embarrass himself and he'll set himself to be shot down. But
Right.
for one reason. When he loses, it'll be a rigged election again.
Right.
And I don't want to go through all this shit again.
Well, that's
what will happen.
He'll
lose and call it rigged.
Nothing should be more obvious to the fact that this country, Democrats in this country, need to rally, and we need to rally big time, because now we're seeing the result of what happens when you let crazy people into our house, thieves, people who will lie through their teeth, and you're talking about every Republican up there right now. From Kevin McCarthy, the leader and the minority leader in the House, to Mitch McConnell up there in the Senate, these people would sell their mother if it kept them in power. It's disgusting to watch. And this is our democracy that we're talking about. This is our country. This is what we've learned, all the history that people have fought all their lives to improve upon. And we're going to let it get shit on in our watch. I'm frustrated, buddy. I am.
Stop America. Stop electing uneducated people and start electing dedicated people. Because everyone you've elected, besides Biden, who is dedicated. Biden is dedicated. He's old and fumbly, but he's dedicated to the country.
He's dedicated to the cause, yes. And he's going to run again in 24. So people need to perk their ass up. As far as I'm concerned, Biden, there's a lot he needs to improve upon. But he's done a fantastic fucking job, I think, in the time that he's been in there with the pile of crap that was given to him on a platter. I think he's done a fantastic job. Unemployment's down. The economy is doing a lot better. We have a bunch of greedy companies in this nation who are, they want to make a buck. And our world is based on the almighty dollar. Let me speaking about the almighty dollar, because
Johnny
it is
Fly.
paying my bills, baby, and we thank you so much for everybody that donates to this show, because it does. It helps keep us on the air. I want to thank Claudia Garcia, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers out there." So thank you very much. I got to click that. And Nana Lovely, Tammy Ames, came in with a $5 donation and said, "Just popping in to tell all my Blue Dot moms Happy Mother's Day." And Tracy Tobias, my neighbor, came in with a $2 donation and said, "Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas." Indeed, and we're sitting here getting carried away in the conversation when we should be talking about the special day that this commemorates, Mother's Day. It takes a lot to be a mama. It takes a lot to be a family, and so we set this day aside to honor mothers, and we're talking about the women's rights issues. I just, how far is this court willing to go with those issues?
John.
Huh?
It's not just that. They're not just. It's not just women's rights. They're coming for everyone. We know they're going to come for.
Oh yeah.
For the gay marriage, they're going to come for the mixed marriage. They're going to come for if you're not an Aryan.
If you're not white landowner, then you really don't count.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
Johnny
if you're not a
Fly's got his
white
hand
wealthy
up.
landowner, you don't really shouldn't count.
Johnny Fly's got his hand up, and I reckon he'd have a lot to say about it too.
Johnny Fly, yeah, because that is exactly what they're going to come over next. When they get done with this, which is going to involve a lot of things, contraception and pills and whatnot. But yeah, make no mistake about it at all. The next thing they got an aim on is gay rights and gay marriage. Yeah. And so yes,
exactly.
Johnny Fly, you got anything to say about that? Hey, Johnny Fly, are you there?
About that.
Are you with us? Johnny Fly. I see you lighting up, brother. But I can hear you now. But I can't hear you again. Nope.
He's into me.
No?
Well, every time you say now, I can hear you, but then you start talking and you're gone. So as long as you're saying the word now, I guess you're good.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Let me try. Okay. Let me try something. See,
No, you're cutting out real bad, Johnny.
Okay.
Yes, go in and out. You want to go in and out, Johnny, please? Try that, mate.
You want to try going out and then come back in?
Let me. Let
Well,
me
now hold
try
on. You're
that.
doing
Hang on.
fine right there.
Well, I don't know why it's cutting out. It's weird.
Well,
Can
it
you
solved
still hear
itself.
me?
How you been doing, brother?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good, miss you guys.
Yeah.
As to the subject at hand, guaranteed, if they start threatening gay marriage and shit, I'm going to be down there at the Supreme Court. I'll get down there somehow. If I have to find a group that's going down or whatever.
Well,
Because the head of the Democratic Party in Pottsville, he's a gay man too. He's a married gay man. So
I'm going to challenge you on that, Johnny.
I call him up and see if they have a ER.
The time, yeah. Now, we can't all drive down to Washington, D.C. or up to Washington, D.C. Hell, I can't. But there are localities closer to us that we can be involved in, and we do need to be out in the street for this one. I'm reminded of that. I'm reminded of that thing as when they came for the Jews. I didn't say anything because I wasn't Jewish. And on down the line, we can't wait until gay marriage is attacked. This is the wall where we have to stop this shit. Because we know where it's going. I don't care how much the Republicans come up there and sell their bullshit about, no, we're not going to do anything. Yeah, they are. And in this, the court that we have now, baby, they're itching to go. So we need to be out there now.
John,
Yeah.
they said today too. They said, basically what you said. They said, there's probably some people that could care less because it's not affecting them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe some state people are, or maybe the people in the African American community might, well, hell, I don't know. Well, they are attacking their rights too.
Yeah.
But when you think that it's not affecting you, watch out because it will affect you.
It will affect you.
Every single one.
There are
Well,
so
like
many
they
of
said
these
today,
rights.
Well, they said, John, every single Democrat, every single one. What was it? Governor Newsom, did you hear what he said out in California? He hit it right on the head. He said, what's the matter with the Democrats? I don't hear anything from the Democrats. He said, get off your revenge. Let's do something. If you're not going to fight, you got to get up and fight.
I want to thank Chauncey Gardner, who sent in the actual quote, and thank you very much, and let me read it. First, they came for the socialist. Oh, just hold still, come back here. First, they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. That's it in a nutshell, baby.
That's it.
If we don't stand up for all of us now, they'll pick it off one at a time. Right now it's abortion. It will be gay rights, and it will be a possibility of interracial marriage. It ain't guaranteed in the Constitution. It ain't writ up there. We ought to leave that up to states' rights. That's what they're trying to hinge everything on. But there are certain basic inalienable rights guaranteed to all of us, no matter what state we live in. When we start delegating...
Well, you know what, John?
Huh?
Well, John, they said there's women now that want to get the abortion pill, or they're getting it. And there's other women that want to cry, if they see a state nearby that is offering abortion, they can drive over to that state. Well, now they're thinking of making laws to combat that too.
Be a crime.
They're going to ban abortion through all 50 states if they have their way. We have got to fight. I saw today they marched over to the Chief Justice Roberts and somebody else, Alito's house, I believe, today. They ought to do that, but, we got to do a lot more than that.
We do.
It's a ban on It's a ban on human rights. It's a ban on human rights.
I think Simon Battle said it good. He said, according to many, this Supreme Court ruling, if it holds, eviscerates the 14th Amendment, and everything can be illegal, including equal protection under the law, thus removing protections for many people. And then Don Cheeto came in right underneath him and he made a comment that just sets me off. And he said, child support begins after the Newport. I was saying this the other day. You are forced, this is all on the women. This attack on abortion rights, the rights women have to control their own bodies, being done by outsiders who have no interest in that woman's life at all, or know nothing about it. And we are so willing to persecute her and demand a certain conduct of her. I think it's Louisiana, I think the other day said that life begins at conception. Well, then we need to pass a law following their logic that as soon as you walk out of the bedroom, baby, get your wallet out. You start paying child support right then. Make it equal on both genders. If you're going to punish a woman for being pregnant, you need to punish the man for getting her pregnant. It's his pecker that was in there spouting his seed all over the place like he really don't care, because he doesn't. He's not held to any responsibility, and if he is, it's after the world has to hire a lawyer, get DNA tests, prove you're the daddy, then take you to court and all that shit. Make her beg for it. You want to be equal in this country? You want to be equal with the law? Then pass a law that you put your pecker in there. I'm sorry, it's like a coin slot, baby. You better start putting money in it. Well, John, that would be prostitution. I don't care what you call it. If he sticks his pecker in there, according to this stuff, he owes money. He owes child support. That woman needs prenatal care, needs to go to the doctor, and at a certain point, she won't be able to work, so you need to start paying the frickin' bills. You know,
That's right.
because
It takes two. If it
freedom.
takes two for conception,
I,
John,
I
takes two,
just,
then it should be takes two for help and support the child. That's only fair.
what's that old saying? Marcia said the earlier shows, men could get pregnant and be abortion on every corner, clinic on it. No, if men could get pregnant, there'd be an abortion clinic right outside and next door to every freaking bar there is in this country. That's what it would be like, because go do your twosome thing over there, and you might be pregnant. Well, let's run next door, and
Well,
I'll just pop a pill. It would be
like
nothing.
the one Congress lady today said that. She said, "Boy, if they passed the right putting regulations on the men," she said, "oh, there'd be a big stink about it. It would be
It's true.
squashed down in a moment."
Tell me I'm not
And
wrong.
women,
Tell me
forget it.
I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
but
no,
we
you're
can't do
right.
that.
You
We can't.
are right.
We can't stand up there and argue that, well, men need to be responsible. Oh, wait, no, it's not the men's fault. It's that disgusting slut over there who has no value. That's what they do. That's what they do.
You know, they tried blaming the women a long time ago when one senator come out. I don't know who it was. It was a he, of course, and he said a provocative thing. He said it was about 3 years ago. He said women cause the problem themselves and by the way they dress and the way they act these days. He was
that's
condemned
bullshit.
for it, but he's
He
still
was
around.
condemned for it as well. He should be.
Well, you know
I'm
what?
trying to
They
remember
always
his name.
blame it. Well, they always blame it
They're
for
blaming it on the women. They're blaming it on
Yeah,
the
they blame it on
rich
the woman.
white guy is blaming the poor woman.
Who's walking around
See,
thinking
the
he's
man-
They don't
Tom
want the poor
Cruise.
people.
Yeah.
They don't want the poor
Well, the
people
man-
breeding. You can't have them breeding. Those lower life people cannot breed because we can only breed in our social life. We can afford the abortion. We can jump on
Well,
that
you
plane
know
and all
what,
that sort of
Archie?
stuff.
Uh,
But
there's
no way
men
we
do
want
not
you more
to
dumb
accept
fuckers.
There are
responsibility.
certain things that it's like in Mississippi again. In Mississippi, the law that they're passing has exceptions for rape and the life of the mother. Gee, do you notice anyone that's
Dennis,
missing there? There's usually
De-
3, but there's one missing in Mississippi.
Hey,
Incest.
John.
No, it's not a reason to get an abortion. And there
Men-
are 3
men,
states
John.
in this country where incest is not against the law, and that is in New Jersey, Rhode Island, and South Dakota. It's not against the law. You want to, your sister or, cousin, whatever.
Are you
you know.
serious?
No, I'm not. I looked
you
it up. Go
serious?
Google it right now. That's where I found it.
That's not written as a
There's no
law
laws
against-
written in the states of New Jersey
My
and
God.
Rhode Island or in South Dakota, I believe, are the 3. I know I'm questioning South Dakota, but I think it was South Dakota. Yeah, where incest is not illegal on the books. There's just no law saying it's illegal. They're not promoting it. They're just saying,
What about
we don't
federal?
know. It's a big
What
wide
about
open
federal
country
law?
out here. Not dating situation might not be good.
John, what about federal law? Is there a federal law against incest?
I did not. My iPad is not in here. I'd Google that. Somebody Google that out there.
I know incest is in the Bible, and it's acceptable in the Bible, the way it's spoken about. So I'm assuming if the Republicans base their life around the church and let the church run the thing, I suppose it's not a law. I just think that's strange. That's one of the most
Because it
insidious
affects the man.
things to do. Yeah.
There's
Strange,
just so
I
many.
would-
When you go to digging, and we're just into the abortion, which leads you into women's rights, which leads us into why a man held responsible. You start digging into a lot of our issues in America, and you will find that
John.
there is a. Yes, sir. Go
No,
ahead.
I just wanted to say, I just looked it up. It says sexual relations between family members who are not spouses, formerly known as incest, is illegal across the U.S. because of the harm that it can cause to family relations.
On the federal level. Well, somebody needs to tell.
Yes.
The states, yeah.
Somebody needs to tell the
Yeah.
states to write a law. Well, it's federal law. We don't have to worry about it. If there's a federal law covering it, why do we got to make a state law covering it? Well, that's what you're
When
doing
you
with
think
abortion.
about it,
We had
when
a
you think
federal
about
law.
it, John, men seem to have it easy. Hey, once they're done doing their thing in the bedroom, then it's up to the woman, and they seem to get away with that.
Well,
And that's
as a
not
whole,
fair.
we hold the power.
Yeah.
We hold the power in our legislative branch, so we make the rules. You know, that's the deal.
Yeah.
You know,
And we break the law. It's the men that break the rules, and it's the men that get away with breaking the rules, and the women pays. And then the child in the end pays, because the child's brought up as one, either unwanted, two, resented, or three, if they're lucky, they are loved. But I don't know if you could love a rape child or an incest child.
well, you know,
as
I
much.
don't remember who the lady's name was. She's a Republican politician running for office, I think Congress, in some state. I can't remember what, but I remember the quote because she was asked about what about the case of rape and incest, and her response was that they ought to the mother ought to look at this as an opportunity to bring a new life into the world.
Yes,
That was her
I heard that
response
quote.
to a rape
I
or
heard that
incest
quote.
case, that the woman should, the young girl, the child, should look at it as an opportunity to bring another life into this, an opportunity, not worried about that child mother when she bears that child, and all of a sudden she needs help. The Republican Party is the first one to hit the hills, baby.
Well, you know
When
what,
she woke
John?
up that morning and she walked out of her house, I'm sure she did not think, I'm hoping I get an opportunity to have a child today.
Yeah, nope.
Or
I
get
don't think
raped.
that
Well, you
crossed
know-
her mind.
You know what,
No.
John? The main problem is, if you think about it, who's behind all this shit? And I'll tell you who it is. The religious right. I used to talk, and they were discussing that this morning, by the way. I think it was on CNN or MSNBC. The religious rights behind it, when you think about it, they have been fighting this abortion thing for decades, okay? Since it was like when Ronald Reagan came in and Jerry Falwell started his nonsense. And
Jerry
all the
Falwell
way
was
up
one that just started. I mean, he capitalized. There, to me, it's been a scam. I'm sorry. Yeah. You know, I don't have to look any farther than right up here in Houston with what's his name is got all them got books out the wazoo. Joel
Osteen.
Osteen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Big old mansion up near in Easton. Man, he's got a nice place up there.
Well, you know what, John, though? He's a positive thinking preacher more so.
He's an asshole.
about-
He's
Yeah,
a
well, that too.
charlatan who's out to make all the
I'm-
bucks he can.
Well,
That's
I'm
what he
talking,
is, in my
John,
opinion.
about people like John Hagee in San Antonio. That's why we had those crowded streets that night. So it's just scary when you think about all these religious nut jobs that are out in the streets that go to these rallies and everything else and support him. John Hagee, and there's somebody else up in he's a Baptist preacher.
I believe a lot of people
think-
use religion as a invisible, an invisible cloak that hides all their bigoted ways or their hatefulness towards their neighbor or whatever. They claim to be a Christian, and therefore they don't have to worry about how they treat their neighbors. They're a Christian. It's an
Yeah.
easy title
Maybe
for
you
anybody
can-
to
you can-
claim.
You can be a rich white slave owner and still say
I'm a
you're
Christian.
working along the Bible, because the Bible allows certain things that you can interpret that way. You can be a rapist, an incestist, and you
Anything.
can say, well, I'm still within the Bible because the
I'm a
Bible
good
suggests
Christian.
things like this.
Because all it is a word that you tell somebody you are. If you look at how they live their life,
Yeah.
I'd say a good 90% of them are not what they say they are. They're just
They're
not.
Well, you know another thing too, John, and this is brought out recently too.
Yeah, Kenneth Copeland.
They're not supposed to be. If you're a, what is that, 501c? If you're a nonprofit and you're under a church and you don't get taxed, now these people. I follow this guy. What the hell? The Telltale Atheist. He goes by on YouTube. You ought to watch some of his stuff. I think sometimes I share it with you, but.
Yeah. Jim Baker.
Well, they actually have pastors now that will stand up in the pulpit and say they're endorsing such and such. The one church, I think it might have been down your way or somewhere, maybe in one of the southern states, they had the Vice President Pence there.
Oh, sure.
Okay, they're endorsing.
Mikey Boy's a big
How are
Christian,
they
baby.
getting
Big
away,
Christian.
John, how are they getting away with not being taxed? I'd like to know how they.
Well, because we don't take God's money.
Oh, is
It's
that
a
what that is?
sham. Are you shitting me?
It is.
Come on. You know, because the church spends all their money on the poor. No, they don't. No, they don't. If they did,
No,
Joel
they
Osteen
don't.
wouldn't live in a mansion because he would have been
Maybe
out there
they
spending
do in
all that
politics.
money saving the poor people that he's praying for. It's easier to pray for people than to do anything to help them. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That
Oh,
just
man.
reminded me of something. Lord have mercy. It has been a hectic several weeks. It's been hard timing. And, you know, the old saying, well, every time you're down, you get kicked in the teeth again. Well, sometimes it feels that way. But, oh, that's the wrong way to lead into what I wanted to say. Anyway, there is something that I wanted to do tonight that I'm not prepared to do. It was for one of our Blue Dot family members that I want to I'm going to put it out there because I think it's already done. I failed to do my job today. Like I said, I just came in the door. Our dear Blue Dot brother and good friend, Buddy Davis. And y'all know who Buddy Davis is. I will get the information. I will put it up on my site, and on the next show I will. He was in a car accident. Buddy was in a car accident, and other events that day that happened, which we let him delve into those other things that day. But the accident itself put him in the hospital. He's going to go through some rough times. He has very little income. He is starting a GoFundMe page, and as soon as I get the file, everything, I was supposed to have it done today. Jesus. I will get that up. But if you were to go to GoFundMe right now and search Buddy Davis, you might be able to come up with that site. And you know, giving is hard.
What happened?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's tough, John.
It's tough. It's hard to ask for money. So when somebody does, sometimes the need is there, and it's very humbling to do that. And I've taken it on
Well,
the chin.
John,
I am thankful for every donation I get. Every one of them. I do not ask for them. I am thankful for them. I am thankful for every member of our Patreon. I'm not lying to you when I tell you it helps pay the bills, because it does, baby. It does. And I used to be able, since I started this, I quit working for a living. I quit doing anything else that produces an income. This is what I do. This is what I poured my life into now. So I appreciate every time I get. And for those of you, and you know who you are, if you want to fucking hate me for that, how about you shove it up your fucking ass?
Good one. Well said.
So
That's right.
I am tired of that, and but I am thankful for every
John,
donation we get.
John,
And I am.
you don't have to apologize to any of us. If somebody has a problem
I
with
do
that,
not ask
like
for them
you said,
because
they
it's
can do
hard
it.
for
Right.
people, you know, and the economy the way it is, it's hard for people to turn. So I know every donation I get is heartfult. I know it's heartfelt, and
Whether it's $2 or $5,
I'm
John,
tired of letting
that's all that
somebody
matters.
insinuate.
You're doing
Oh, I
just
didn't
fine,
want to go
John.
there.
Get it off your
That's
chest,
okay.
John.
No, I
Get it
can't,
off
baby.
your
There's too much
chest.
there.
Well, yeah.
I just
The bottom line is, no matter who you are, where you are, or what you're a part of, there will always be knockers and people that will create problems. Always.
Yeah.
Even within the church. As loving that
Yeah.
place is, you know, church has its
Well.
issues. But certainly you don't deserve what's been going on and what's the trolling you've been getting. You don't deserve it.
Well, I just, I want to make a place there. I've started using my voice, and I wanted, when we started this Blue Dot Family Live, I wanted a place that our family could come, that people could come and voice their opinion and discuss matters. And that's what I really hope it remains. But we do have a political agenda, and it requires all of us. And we're a very, very diverse community within this Blue Dot family. And man, I've grown to love this family over what, 6 years?
Yeah, at least. But we love you back, John, despite what's going on. Like I said,
Well,
we still have to move on.
You adapt, you overcome, you move forward. That's what you do, baby. And that's what I've always said, because a lot of y'all who have been in the military knows what that means. It ain't gonna be pretty. Life ain't gonna be good. Whatever the fuck it is that you're facing ain't gonna be good. You're gonna have to adapt. You're gonna have to overcome whatever the fuck comes in your way, and you're gonna have to move forward, because you have no other options. And we have to look at this democracy as just that. We don't have another option here. There's no plan B once the fascists take over and your election means nothing. And that's what they're going for right now. The Republican Party is trying their damnedest to make sure that whether you vote or not, or how you vote, doesn't make a shit. It's going to be determined by the party, or whatever the hell you want to call that, the dictator, the potentate, whatever. If we don't stand up and fight for it, yeah, it all goes away. In 240-something years, a history of people fighting for it goes down the tubes for nothing, because we were too lazy to stand up and fight for it. I don't think so, baby. I don't think so.
Complacency and laziness.
I want to get to this real quick, because it was not my intention to encourage people to donate, and I wholeheartedly want you to, but my pissed offness is not a good. No, let me get over here. Nita Parker, nope, let me see, I'm moving. Jeremy McDonald came in with a $10 donation and said, "Glad to have you back, John. Much love from Vermont." Back at you, baby. And Nita Parker came in with $5 and said, "Think of all the votes that those idiots just handed us." I'm counting on that, baby. I'm hoping that this is the issue that motivates us, because this is just the first one. Michael Johnson came in the room with $2 and said, "And we got you back, brother. You're back, brother." Thank you, brother. And Maria Betancourt came in with $10 and said, "I always donate to help keep you going. Please stay on YouTube." I'm not going anywhere, baby. Maria Betancourt, are you shitting me? I don't adapt, overcome, move forward. I move forward on TikTok. If y'all ain't seen me on TikTok yet, I don't know TikTok.
I saw you.
Did you? Now, I don't know
Yep.
TikTok, but Travis and Tyler, my young ones, are telling me I got one video that did 26,000 views. I've gone over 1,300 followers. I've only been on there like 2 weeks. And I guess evidently that when you get past 1,000, you can go on live on TikTok, and with no time limit. So we're trying to incorporate that, how we're going to do the live show as we do on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. And now if we can I can record. Here's the problem. I could set my iPad right here and punch live on TikTok, and they could see me and hear me, but they wouldn't be able to hear you. So that's the issue I got to fix, how to get that mixer into TikTok, so that if we do go live on TikTok, the viewers on TikTok would. But anyway, yeah, I did. Travis, here's what Travis did on Beer and Bud Friday. Did my rant live, and then Travis, because TikTok is 3-minute videos, I guess, took that and made cuts and edited it into 2 separate videos. And the last I looked, one of them had 1,900 something views, the other one had 1,700 views, and I got like 8,900 and something likes. So who knew? That we.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So no, baby, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right on YouTube all the time. I'm going to stay on Facebook. There's people say I shouldn't be on Facebook. I'm not giving up Facebook either. This is our family we've built up. As a matter of fact, I started on Facebook. You know, I have over almost 1,500 videos on YouTube, and I was doing Facebook before I did YouTube. You know, so yeah, we've got a lot invested in this family. Yeah, Aaron, TikTok is awesome. Thank you for loving my clips, but it's addictive. Here's the deal the problem I'm having with this. You go to TikTok there, you open it up. Oh, look at there's a little dog. Golden retriever. Where's the golden? Oh, look at it. You like it. Oh, you throw it. There's another one. Oh, you like that. I love dogs. I love animals. Look at that. Now, every time I open that iPad and go to TikTok, it's loaded with pictures of dogs, videos of dogs or animals or cats or, you know, and I like them. And there's the problem. You like them. You can sit there forever. You know, it's like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that. I'll be there for an hour. You know, it's addictive little shit. But yeah, it's there's also an audience over there that is involved in politics. There are many people on TikTok. I think a lot of people have been talking about this guy Texas Paul, which I've seen his TikTok video. Hell yes, I like that guy. He's opening his mouth. He's using it. And TikTok is just another venue. So wherever we can find a place to insert our voice, I'm going to try to do it because it's not about the donations. It's not about anything. But the overwhelming
John,
feeling that... Go ahead.
John, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to let you know, Bill Joins wants to get on the live show, but it says he gets a message that he's not allowed, so I don't know what
I don't know why he's not allowed. He is not blocked or anything. He might be having issues with his internet again. But no, he's not.
Tried to jump in
No,
to the audience
Bill is not blocked.
and he jumped out.
What'd you say, Arthur?
Bill tried to jump into the audience room a couple of times, and it was sort of in and out.
He's got internet connection problems a lot, and I think that affects. But he's not getting blocked. It's not just.
Try again, Bill. Try again.
Well, that's all right. We'll try to save it for another day because I today's Mother's Day, and I told Marcia that I wasn't going to spend more than an hour or so in here. And then I wanted to go in there and spend the rest of the evening with her. My kids spoiled her. Now it's my turn. Well, she's not my mother, but I was there. Right there.
Hey,
huh?
Before you go, I want to bring one subject up.
Sure.
Bombing your neighbours. Now, Trump did suggest to bombing Mexico.
Yes.
And Mark Esper not to tell you
Yeah.
how lunatic your president was. And it wasn't just Mexico, it was some other place, and he said we can describe the missiles and they would never know it's ours. So, you know, these guys selling books, they're as bad as Trump.
You know, I mentioned this the other day on Friday, I think it was. I'm tired of this bullshit of these assholes who have information that is crucial, that withhold that information at the time that it is needed because they got eyes on a book, that their book is more important than our democracy. But then they come up with this, well, I stayed there to keep him from doing any other crazy shit. No, you should have said, hey, this guy's trying to do crazy shit, somebody help me. That's what you should have done, Mark.
Well, John,
but you didn't.
That goes to show you how much they really love America.
They don't. It's about the book sales.
Money.
It's about the book sales. It's about what we've made this country into, and that is just we're a consumer. We're just capitalism gone awry, baby. You know, when I talked the other day about the economy, yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the poorest people the worst, the working class people. That's who it's going to hurt. But like I said the other day, the sausage that I was paying $8.50 for before all this shit started and now is $11.80-something, it ain't going back down to $8.50 ever again. Ever again. Wages, they're not going to go up as fast as that sausage did, baby. That's the dilemma of this country. That need for profit all through our corporate society or whatever the working... It's embedded in it, and they're going to make a certain amount of profit. And once they make that amount, they ain't turning that loose, baby. They're not backing up.
There's a fine line between capitalism and fascism.
And robbery.
Fine line.
That's what it is. It's when fascism is when corporations rule the world, baby. That's fascism. Guess what? It's disguised here in this country, but what are we looking at? The votes in Congress are controlled by lobbyists, by K Street, by how much money they're getting in, who the big donors are. That's who controls the narrative in this country. Yes. Yes, it does. And that's fascism. So the question is, what do we do about it? Do we become Antifa? Yes.
Fight like hell,
Yes.
John. We need
Except
to
we
get
do it with our
as
voice and
many-
our vote. You know,
Exactly. We need to get as many Democrats. I mean it. Instead of sitting on our butts, we need to get out.
we better.
there.
Because the
Everybody
other
has
side
to.
is raising an army, and I mean
Oh,
that in
yes,
literal
they are.
terms. They don't care. We push them out of power now before they push us out of power at the butt of a gun. You know, that's the world they live in, baby. Like I said, go read the Federalist Society. They don't believe a single law should exist that infringes on a person's right to own weapons, and the weapons is what they decide it is, not what you decide it is. That's a scary freaking world that they're pushing over there. You know,
Well, Trump is doing
let me
what-
throw this out there. This morning, I think it was on Fareed Zakaria, had this bubble graph of the world's countries, every country in the world, and in this bubble graph, it showed what, depending upon, like the countries we mentioned, the Finland, Denmark, Norway, you know, them socialist countries, on the scale of benefit to the society, in control, and places like that were up in this bubble up here at the top. For democracy, for the life of democracy. Where is the best places for the life of democracy? And it's up there in these European countries. And we're up there. We're up there sort of, a little bit lower than a lot of other countries, but we're still up there. And all these other countries like North Korea, there was a list of, Saudi Arabia was on the list, Yemen, other places in the world where autocracies or kingdoms live or flourish, and where rights are not well established. And they're down here in this other little area. Okay? So you got that picture in your head. All the people for wanting democracy are up here in this part of the bubble, and those fighting against democracy and or prefer autocracy or kingdom, they're down here. Here's the rub. And go check it out on Fareed Zakaria, because I'm sure he explains it a whole lot better. When they take the population of America and separate it, just like the Republican and Democrat, red and blue. Red and blue. What do Democrats believe, and what do Republicans believe? And they applied the answers to those two. What do Republicans think, and what do Democrats think? And they applied it to that same board. Democrats were up here with fighting for democracy along with Sweden and all these other countries, and guess where the Republicans were? They matched Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Go check it out. They matched Saudi Arabia,
Well,
where
my
women don't
question,
have any
John,
rights.
My question, John, is how come the American people can't see that? I don't understand that. You know, it's so obvious they're ill-mannered.
Because they're
Republicans
sold
ill-mannered.
on bullshit like the abortion issue right now. I'm standing up for the unborn child. You can't argue
Well,
against
you
that,
know
because
what,
look at the
John?
morality and all. Look at your
You know
heart goes
what,
out and all that.
John?
Blow. They're selling you. Go ahead, Jim.
John, what it really is, it's just like my cousin. I haven't heard from him in ages now, which I don't really care. But the average working man, the blue-collar person, really, if you think about it, they could give two shits about politics. The only thing they're worried about is that they have a job, that they have low gas prices, low inflation, all that, that they can go to work, come home, watch TV, and live their life.
Yeah.
Not much else to their life than doing that. And when something like this happens, we get a Democrat, oh my God, it's because of Joe Biden that this is happening. And then they rally the troops or whatever till they go
They
into
are
the
very
next
good at
cycle where they
selling
get
hate and
Republicans.
discontent.
They are.
They are.
That's what
They're
my cousin
extremely
does.
good at it. But it
Yeah.
takes a bigoted heart to believe that story over there. In my belief,
Yes.
if you're buying into the Republican bullshit over there, You started out that way. You're already that inclined to turn your back on your neighbor, to be spiteful, to do all the nasty shit that we see all the time that Karens and Kens are doing all over. It powers you. It's a basic difference between what we feel is good for our society and what the Republicans feel is good for their wallet. You know, and all they have to do on that side over there is wave the flag. They don't have to live up to the ideals that flag means. They just have to wave it. They have to say, I support the troops, and then send them in to die for some unforgotten shit that nobody gives a crap about. And watch them die. Yeah, it's boy, howdy. We could go into rabbit holes. Let me send out some more thank yous to Maria Betancourt, who came in with $2 and said, how can we find you on TikTok? Well, darling, just look for John Brutavo. That's how you do it. I'm listed under mine. I don't hide my shit. I really don't. I am proud of my name. I am proud of what comes out of my mouth. So, yeah. Blue Dot in Texas here on YouTube, on Facebook, John Brutavo. On TikTok, John Brutavo. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, though. People know who you are. I went to vote. Yesterday. I went to vote. We had 2 constitutional amendments here, or constitutional items on the ballot here in Texas. Only 2. So it was like real quick to vote. There were just 2 issues on the bottom, and one of them was about the homestead exemption, and the other one was about property taxes. So it was just like in and out and nothing. But I told you, I don't miss it. I don't like to miss a vote. And
Good.
Anyway, yeah, we got a primary coming up here in 3 weeks.
America started going really bad after 9/11. After 9/11, somehow the government got so much control of the people. It was unbelievable. I mean, you attacked
It was
by
perverted.
one country, and you attacked by one country, and you revenged against.
I'm not going to argue that point. I wholeheartedly agree. It was a bunch of bullshit that George W. Jr. George W. sold to the American people to take us into Iraq, and out of Iraq was born all the shit, ISIS and everything else that we dealt with afterwards was brought to you by the Republican Party.
Republicans.
That's exactly who did it, and they sold a bunch of bullshit. Even Colin Powell holding up, look at there, we think this is... No, it wasn't. There was no weapons of mass destruction. It was bullshit that we sold. It was called a contractors' war for a reason. It made people a lot of money. So please, that's what I said the other day, spare me your fucking flag waving. We just went through all that damn shit in Afghanistan and Iraq and all that stuff in the Middle East for profit, baby. For profit. You know, it turns out Afghanistan has the highest infant mortality rate in the world. More babies die there than anywhere else, but we're not too far from it. So spare me your flag waving and your Bible thumping about how precious life is. How about you prove that shit? How about that governor in Mississippi? How about you take care of the children in your state and lift them out of poverty before you want to start dumping more into the system that you don't give a shit about? How about that?
Hey, John.
Wait a minute. Let me.
John.
Go ahead. Let him finish, Johnny.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to call out a couple other donors. Catman56, my buddy Keith, came in with a $7 donation and said there are some people who support stripping away a woman's right to health care. Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ted Cruz, Jim Jordan, Louis Gohmert, who's out now, Mitch McConnell, and whole goddamn GOP. Vote them out. That's our job. And Diana Mallory, big time, came in with $20 and said, I haven't been here much to do, having to deal with a dementia. I haven't been here much to do to having to deal with a dementia patient who is driving me to drink. I love you all and happy Mother's Day. Diana Mallory, please have one for me. No, be careful, baby. Take care of yourself. That's one of the things before I check out here. Take care of yourself. there is so much turmoil in this world and so much to deal with that you need to take care of yourself. You know, go outside, smell the air, smell the coffee or whatever it is you're smelling. You know, just take that few minutes to remind yourself. I do it in different ways. It's a wonderful
Hey.
world. It's a wonderful world.
Hey, John.
My, yes, sir.
I just wanted to mention. Did you see what your wonderful governor, but Abbott? What's his first name?
Greg. Greg Abbott.
I think. Did you see? He did. Greg. Yeah, he screwed your whole state because of that thing that he did with the trucks. Now Mexico says, hey, rather than have to deal with the person that has trying to put political hold on us, we send everything up
To California.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the route.
think
They
I-
changed the route because Abbott cost Mexico
Yeah.
$3 billion. Texas, sorry, $3 billion. And
Do
you know
you
what?
think
After
for
all
1
the
minute
hold-ups they done on those
that
trucks,
Greg
they
Abbott
found
gives a
nothing.
shit how much
They
he
found
hurt
nothing.
how much Greg Abbott hurt this country? He don't give a shit how much he hurt Mexico. Greg Abbott doesn't care how much he hurts anybody in this country, so long as he can turn around and point to it and go, "Oh, look how terrible things are here. This must be Joe Biden's fault."
Yeah.
Greg Abbott is nothing but a lying, sniveling piece of shit who is willing to toss children out of school because of his bigoted views. He thinks he sells this invasion. I live down here in South Texas. There's no freaking invasion. It's just a freaking talking point the right says, "Oh, look at all these people over here." You know, we have Ukrainians on the other side of the border still waiting for amnesty over there in Mexico because Mexico let the Ukrainians in from the war, but we won't let them in because, you know, we got to check. Well, we'll get back to you on that. And as soon as we clear you, we'll let you know. No, we're not the kind-hearted nation that we should be. But we got to work on it, baby, to make it better. Anyway.
Mexico's your biggest trading partner.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
do that shit to them.
Oh, yeah, we're thinking about shooting missiles over there. But, hey, they won't know who it is. I want to thank everybody in this family.
Hey,
Like I said,
we
take
got-
care of yourself. Take a few minutes out to breathe the air and remind yourself that, yes, this is worth fighting for. So be impassioned about it when you have to be. But take that time out to remind yourself of what we're fighting for. We want to increase our standing on the quality of life in this country for everybody. For everybody. So until we get that done, we ain't done. And we're never going to be done. It's going to be past my lifetime, past the youngest viewer that we have watching right now. You're going to grow up and live and die in old age, and it still won't be done because we have such opposition to helping our own. And we got to figure out why. Anyway, I want
Can
to
I
thank...
say something very? Can
Sure.
I say something
Go
deep?
ahead, Dave.
Can I? This
Yeah.
is deep. The only way, and it's not going to happen in my lifetime, your lifetime. I don't think anyone in the Blue Dot family's lifetime. But the only way the world is going to get on, and everyone get on, and solve the problems and live a happy life is if every leader or every major leader of a major country all have the same good thought at the same time and are all dedicated to the people at the same time.
If we
What's
could
the
just get our
chances
shit
of that?
together. If we could just get our shit together, Dave.
Yes, just the leaders, just the leaders.
Yeah.
See, we're not fighting amongst the people. Just the leaders are
No.
fighting over their own principles
Yes.
and creating problems for the people.
It is
You're the
in
fighter.
this country. It's the politicians taking advantage of the discourse in this country to pit one American against another one. They think they can benefit from that. They think it benefits them politically and monetarily, and it gives them power. So they're going to go for it. You know, if we somehow we're going to have to bridge this divide between the right and the left, the Republicans and Democrats. But on that note, I'll work with conservatives, but I'm not working with a maggot. All right, that's where I draw the line. When you come up here with your crazy QAnon shit, don't expect a reasonable discussion going back and forth. You're full of shit, you're full of hate, and you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. You'll believe anything, anywhere, it doesn't matter. So no, I don't want to have that conversation with some maggot. I will have that conversation with any conservative who is looking to seek to help this country that we live in for all of us. Anyway, that's the big dream that yeah, John, you're fighting for democracy. Yeah, I am, in my own little way. I'm going out the door in not too many freaking years. So yeah, I honor my country with my service. I love this country, and I'm going to go out the fucking door trying to save it. And that's what we're going to do. Anyway, before I leave,
your voice, and others like you, John, without the 100 or 1,000 of you that are out there, we've been in a worse position. So,
Yeah.
people like you have to stand up and bring together people that you brought together. And you've brought a lot of people together, and it's been it's been good. So whatever's happened to you in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I want you to clear it from your mind and say, day one.
I'm trying to, brother. I'm trying, but it keeps creeping back on a daily basis.
You just
John,
got
we love
to
you,
get smarter. You're too nice, and being too nice.
That's me. I'm a nice guy.
It's going to cost.
I'm a
because
nice
This
guy.
is what Biden's problem
Until
is.
you piss me
Biden's
off,
too nice.
and then I can be a real fucking asshole. And I'm not proud of that. I try not to. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that in my
We
life.
all
Anyway,
have that point.
let me
Have
see.
that point.
Mage Prime STEM Realm just came in with a $2 donation and said there are 14 GOP senators up for re-election. We only need one. Well, we only need to maintain what we have. But if we were to gain one, a little bit of control, but we need to gain 3. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because that
Vote
way
'em out,
we can
man.
tell
Vote
Joe
all
Manchin to go piss up a rope.
Exactly.
I'm tired. That guy's out there campaigning for a Republican in West Virginia. He's endorsing a
I'm not
Republican in West
surprised.
Virginia because that's his buddies. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who came in tonight and visited with us. Thank all you that donated through the chat and through Patreon. We truly are thankful for every one of you, and it means a lot to us. So thank you very much for that. But better yet, thank you for being a part of this family. Thank you for being concerned about your nation, your country, the democracy we live in, about the babies that are here instead of the babies that ain't here yet and ain't never going to get here. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We don't know, but we'll just go. Anyway, Mage Prime came back with another $2 and said the rich will still get abortions. Vacations. Yeah, that's right. That's the ticket. Vacations. She just went over for a vacation out in California. I think she went to southern France over there, so I don't know. She'll be back soon. Yeah, that's the way it will. This law affects.
Mother and daughter went for holiday.
Yeah, congressmen who get their mistresses pregnant, no problem. He'll take care of you.
Did you see the Midas video? It's an excellent video where the cop pulls the mother and daughter over on the border and says, "Are you pregnant?" Did you see that, Midas?
No, I haven't, but there you go. Well, I just wonder what the hell, they said they're going to control, if you travel outside the state for reasons of abortion, that's against the law. What are they going to do, put a checkpoint up at the border? Oh, any females in the car? Oh, I'm sorry, you have to come over and piss on this stick. We have to make sure that you're not pregnant before you leave the state.
You know what, John? John, what I heard is they're going to use the cell phone.
They'll track you. There's new technology. They don't need a checkpoint. They'll just as soon as you cross the border, after you be declared pregnant in a ward of the state, well, then they'll just, I don't know what, arrest you. And anyway, you better have that baby 9 months from now. They're going to come get your ass because you left the state. Yeah. What'd you leave the state for? You left with a baby. Now you ain't got no baby. You're under arrest. The sickness of them.
$10,000, John.
It's a sickness with them. Anyway, I need to run to go visit my wife, who is a mother. So I'm a mother lover. And so, yeah, I'm going to go try to visit with her for the rest of the evening.
Give her our best. Give her our best.
I will indeed. I will indeed. And again, to all the mothers out there, thank you for everything you've had to suffer through to bring us to where we are today. Because, like, I told my wife and kids earlier, if it weren't for the mamas, none of us would be here. This discussion wouldn't even be going on. There'd be an empty room here. So, yeah. But they do more than that. They bring us love, and they teach us compassion, because they don't have a choice in it. They're born. I mean, that child is born to that mother, and that's the part that these Republicans don't get. It takes a village. Ain't that what Hillary said? Well, at least it takes the guy that got her pregnant. He could, chip in a penny or two. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this family. Tomorrow's Monday. Oh, yeah, no, tomorrow's not good. I got to be all the way in Corpus at 8:45 in the morning for a freaking medical pursuit thing. Anyway, so
Good
I
luck.
won't be here. Yeah, I
Good
appreciate that.
Yeah, good luck.
It'll be fine. Shit, a little pokey here, a little pokey there. You're done and out the door. Anyway, I want to thank all of y'all. We'll be back here Tuesday for another Blue Dot family meeting. Y'all take care of yourself and take care of each other. Remember, try your best to put a smile on your face and somebody else's. Y'all say goodnight.